Tea for everything.
That's true.
If you were sick, drink tea. You had a headache, drink tea. My stomach hurting me, drink tea. You just woke up, have something hot in your tummy, drink tea. You didn't eat all day, gas is gonna take you up, drink tea. You ate too much, drink some tea. You can't sleep, drink tea. You had a bad day, drink tea.
You broke your leg, drink tea.
Welcome to the I Can't Wait to Travel podcast, where we talk about travel, relationships, and everything in between. My name is Lisa, and this is my co-host,
Anthony.
And as usual, we are so excited to join you all today. Today, we are talking about the things that we thought were normal until we met American kids. So a big part of travel is people who have families that have come from another country.
Yeah.
My parents are both from Jamaica. And tell them about your parents.
My mom is from Jamaica. My dad is from Guyana.
Yes. So imagine, for me, growing up in New York and then in Florida, first generation American with all the Jamaican customs, traditions, and trying to assimilate into the American culture. And you had it twice as hard because you had to do that in Canada and New York and Florida.
Yep. I had to be a chameleon everywhere I was.
So today we're going to talk about all of that. And we want to know in the comments below if you either were the child of immigrants where you could resonate with what we're saying, or if you were the American child looking at the child of immigrants what's going on with them? So let's get started. I'm going to share
Let's dive in.
all of the things that I had to go through. Okay. Number one on the list that I do not understand. I didn't understand it then. I don't understand it now. At the end of every summer, we had to do a washout.
What's a washout? When you wash out your hands, you wash out your shoes. What's a washout?
A washout is when the end of the summer comes, you're about to start the new school year, and your parents give you the nastiest, like, hot tea drink. It's like a drink, and it's supposed to clear you out. So you're having like diarrhea and getting everything out because they're washing you out. And when I was a kid, I was like, I don't want to drink this. I don't want to take this. Why is this so bad?
I wonder if that was what they call Cersei.
No,
I can't remember.
That was not Cersei. This was a washout. This was supposed to get rid of parasites.
So what were you eating over the summer that consisted of parasites all of a sudden? Every summer, beginning and through summer, you would eat parasite food?
No, you're supposed to do this like once a year. Because
but they would just do it in the summer.
Right.
At the end.
Right. Because you're starting a new year, new fresh. It was a great time for you to remember, end of summer, time to do the washout.
Spring cleaning?
Yeah, exactly.
And the summer washout.
Exactly. But here's the thing, my dad would scare me when I was a kid and say, if you don't drink this washout, the worm is going to come through your mouth and suffocate you.
What kind of horror movie is this?
But I tell you this.
It happened to you?
No.
Oh.
When I went to medical school, for those of you who know, I'm a physician assistant by schooling, and we would study parasites. The parasites in certain countries, like in third world countries, if the parasite grew big enough, it could grow and even come out of the person's mouth. So my dad saying that, I don't know if he had seen it or he heard of it from
in Jamaica.
He was telling the truth. It's just that he didn't know that those parasites weren't affecting us in the US. Yeah.
And not in the summertime specifically.
But that's what he grew up like. You have to get your washout. So that's what he grew up, and he wanted to protect his children. Isn't that crazy?
So it's safe to say you guys never had any parasites come through your mouth like these horror movies.
No. I think a lot of Americans didn't know, like, we were being tortured every summer. Well, did you even have washout?
Yeah, they were given to us, but I don't remember how consistent it was, but it was nasty. All I remember is it was nasty.
Yeah.
They didn't, and they wouldn't let you have any sugar with it or anything. You just had to drink that bitter tea.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it might have been Cersei, but I don't know.
Maybe they were giving you Cersei. They weren't giving us Cersei.
Cersei tea, washout.
So
no, Cersei tea cleans your blood. That's what they were saying.
I was never given Cersei. You have to talk to your mom about that. So growing up, basically we were being dewormed.
Yeah, a dewormer.
Dewormed, like how we deworm our puppy.
Yeah. Matter of fact, that reminds me, I need to give him his worm pill.
Yeah.
His heartworm pill.
So looking back, I remember like my mom, which this is so traumatic now. I don't know why she would do that.
Ms.
But
Clark.
She would say, like, I was like, I don't want to drink it. And she'd say, if you don't drink it, no more mommy, no more daddy. And I was like,
I don't want mommy and daddy to go.
Like, how traumatic is that?
That's
like, if you don't drink this, you're gonna lose your parents and have worms coming out of your mouth.
It's a foul Jedi mind trick. It's very creepy.
This was my childhood, guys.
Yeah.
So, what other Jamaican remedies did you guys do that you found out that your parents or the other kids weren't doing?
Well, that being one of them, the end of your washout. One of the other things was that whenever I got a cold, they would be putting white rum on my head. Like, what is white rum being sapped up on my head? How is that going to heal me from getting quicker when I have a cold?
You were getting white rum on your head. I was getting white rum. Sniff the white rum. Sniff the white rum.
What is this?
I mean, I feel like it's so strong that it would like clear out your sinuses. True. But like, why? Why? We could use anything.
And meanwhile, I was trying to get a little.
Were you really?
No.
Any other Any other remedies that your parents were doing that the other kids weren't getting?
Well, some of them that we're going to talk about later.
We'll bring them up. That's fine.
Vicks. Well, I don't know anybody else that was using Vicks like we were using Vicks.
Oh my gosh.
The Vicks was like Vicks, white rum. They were giving us Cersei tea, which I guess might have been something else. Then from the washout. What else were they doing?
Well, with the Vicks, the thing I hated about the Vicks was that, okay, you put it on my chest. Mm-hmm. I'm already sick. I'm not feeling well. Now my chest is sizzling with the tingling sensation. You put it under my nose. Now my nose is burning. One too.
Put it on your nose like.
Now it's burning.
Yeah.
And they were even putting some on your feet and putting your socks on. I'm like, why? Why?
But then also too, but it did have remedies though, because then they would put it in a hot pot.
Yes.
Boil it.
Yes.
And then
go under the covers.
Under the covered things. Well, not the covers, but we
went under the cover.
What? They had the hot pot in your bed?
Yeah. They would boil the pot of boiling water with the Vicks in it, put the covers over your head, and you would breathe it in like a natural humidifier.
I was thinking just, at the table, whatnot.
No, we were in the bed.
How you not burn yourself with the...
You stay still. If you burn yourself, you get a beating on top of that.
You get beaten, and they put the hot pot in your bed.
Yeah, and you have to breathe it in.
Wow. Well, that one, that's definitely one that I ain't never seen being put in the bed. That one's a different one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we were just doing so many different traditions that I don't know if they were working, but hey.
I think the Vicks one does work.
Yeah.
I don't know about the white rum
makes sense too.
Yeah? Putting it on your head?
I don't know about that.
And on your neck back? Burn your neck back.
So my next item on the list of things I did not realize that I was the only one doing it was my thermos of shame. When I was in elementary school, my mom, bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
She was my mom worked actually, she was a stay-at-home mom for a few years when I was in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
And so she would make these elaborate lunches, and she wanted her daughter to have a hot lunch.
A hot meal for me.
So she would make me either like soup or corned beef and rice in the thermos. She would even put
corned beef and rice in a thermos?
She would put the meals in the thermos because the thermos would keep it warm.
She stuffed rice and meat inside a thermos that you would use to drink?
No, you just scoop it out.
What in the world?
She was even doing like, I know this sounds really weird, guys, but
oh my gosh.
Stay with me on this.
Oh, Lord.
When I was a kid, this is before Hamburger Helper. This is before Chef Boyardee's.
That's always been around for
2,000 years. Before it became a big thing.
For 2,000 years.
I used to like macaroni and cheese with corned beef.
What in the world? Kind of nasty.
So she would mix the macaroni. It's like basically like a Hamburger Helper. It's pasta and beef.
But Hamburger Helper isn't like cheese. Well, I guess you do have.
They do have the cheesy ones. My mom was ahead of the game, guys. She was ahead of her time. They must have
stole her recipe.
So imagine opening the thermos and there's macaroni and cheese and corned beef, and the kids are like,
"Thermos.
What is that? What are you eating?" And I was so embarrassed. I would take my thermos like, nothing. Because they were all eating like Lunchables.
Yeah, I would have been looking at you crazy too. Like that wasn't even a Jamaican thing. That was a y'all thing. Y'all were doing some strange stuff.
Corned beef is so Jamaican.
I know it's so Jamaican, but not to stuff it in a thermos that you're supposed to be drinking from.
But that was the way to keep it hot. We didn't have microwaves.
The only
How do you keep a kid's food hot?
Well, you don't serve them. You don't send them to school with hot food.
You want to tell a Jamaican parent that her child don't want hot food?
You're in America now.
So that was the way.
You got to do an American things.
My dad had his thermos of porridge that he took to work.
Well, that's different. That's porridge.
I had my thermos of
soup, and porridge is different. You're talking about mashing down food, rice, and
nobody was mashing it down. Why you have to make it sound so bad? Y'all heard that patois, right?
Oh,
y'all heard
Lord.
that patois.
Oh gosh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh my goodness. So what was your mom sending you to school with for lunch?
Well, I was having whatever they had at for school lunch, and then also she would send sandwiches. I would have little snacks, but she wasn't sending me with hot foods. It was mostly sandwiches and stuff like that. Something to tie you over until you come home and get a good proper supper.
Supper?
Yeah, we getting supper. You're an American now.
You know what's so funny that you say that your mom was sending you with sandwiches?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can recall my mother ever making me a cold sandwich.
She never gave you a corned beef sandwich?
That's still hot food. Like my mom never made me a cold sandwich. Like there was something about, I don't know if it was our household, if it was a Jamaican culture, there was something about hot food. Like even the only sandwich I had from my mother that I can remember growing up was a grilled cheese sandwich, and she would grill it on the stove. Like
of course, that's the best way to do it.
She never gave us what type of cold sandwiches were you getting?
It was like maybe a tuna fish sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Egg sandwich.
Wait. Let me get this straight.
Egg sandwich was fire back in the day.
You had egg sitting in the lunchbox all day until it was lunchtime.
But it's a thermal lunch box.
They had thermal lunch boxes then?
Yeah, because you keep your stuff cold or hot, whatever it was, in that thermal little baggy thing that they would send us to school with. Maybe I wasn't having an egg sandwich. I don't remember.
That just sounds like that shouldn't be left out.
But it would be cool. I think they were allowing us to put our stuff in the fridge. I can't remember. That was a long time ago.
They were allowing your stuff to be in the fridge.
In Canada, everything
first
goes.
You had a thermal box. Now they allow you to put it in the fridge. Then they let you heat it up on the stove.
Yeah, I never said they let us heat it up on the stove. I was friends with my lunch staff. I actually had a teacher in elementary school. Her name was Miss Beveridge. So we never got thirsty. True story.
So, I look back at that and I just
remembered.
Go
You know
ahead.
what else they were giving us to
What were they
eat at
giving
school? See, Canada, this is what we were doing. I remember it like it was yesterday. And it was in summer school too. Because there was summer camp when we used to go swimming and stuff like that. I remember they would have us around that little fire. We'll do s'mores. But you know what other treats they were giving us? They were giving us red peppers, green peppers. What's the other one called? Broccoli and stuff like that.
The other one called broccoli.
The other one called broccoli.
So exotic.
They were giving us all these vegetables, and then we would be able to give us a ranch, and we'll dip it in the ranch and eat it and stuff. Like, that's healthy.
In Canada.
Yeah, in Canada. They were giving us healthy snacks. I remember
when you got to America, they said tater tots and nuggets.
Tater tots, nuggets, Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
Come on now. Y'all know about that Mexican pizza at that school lunch.
Well, that was the only day that I didn't bring
Mexican
my
pizza
lunch.
Day?
No, Mexican pizza wasn't a thing until I came to Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
When I was in New York, Pizza Day in New York, that was like, so I think Pizza Day was either Wednesday or Friday. So my mom knew not to pack my lunch.
She gonna eat her pizza.
Yeah, because it was a hot lunch.
Yeah, that's true. But all lunches in school were hot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I was a very picky eater.
Mm-hmm.
So
still a picky eater. You said I was a picky eater. Still a picky eater.
I'm not a picky eater now. I'm just.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm just I'm a health conscious eater.
You're a clean eater.
Yeah, I'm a very clean eater.
Okay, that's fair.
So,
Lunchables.
I just so you didn't have the trauma that I went through, but when I would open up my lunch,
except
my
for
thermos,
the tuna fish may or sometimes, a little tuna fish can have a little, but my mom made tuna fish good. What? It could have a little scent, but she didn't have to see because my mom would season the tuna fish. You don't just put tuna fish in a thing. She would mix it with a little mayonnaise with salt and pepper and the green the scallions. Oh my God. It was so good that I was making that up until maybe 5 to 6 years ago.
Anthony, you have not cooked since you've been married to me.
You don't have to cook. I have been making that. You don't have to cook.
This year we've been married 20 years, and I've made the tuna.
But I'm telling you, I have. But you're buying the tuna. Remember when we used to actually have the tuna?
I would buy it and make it.
But I've made it myself too. I'd be cutting up the scallions.
In the last 5 to 6 years,
maybe it was 10 years. Yeah. But still, the fact of the matter still remains is that.
5
it was
years,
so good.
10 years, 15 years ago.
I mean, it's years all blend. Ever since COVID, things get confused. The fact of the matter still remains that what my mom was making me for lunch as a wee little lad in Canada was so good that I incorporated it when I got older.
The funny thing is, I was so ashamed of these hot lunch meals that look what I was comparing it to. I wanted a Lunchable like the other kids when I had a full course meal in front of me.
Yeah, squished into a bottle thermos.
Regardless, if you were to eat a Lunchable now or a meal coming out of a thermos, which one would you want to eat?
I guess it'd be a meal out of a thermos. I mean, you got a point, but you still got the side eye because American kids are like, what the heck? But even I would have been like, what is she eating? What is she doing? With a spoon inside a thermos. Anybody want to trade? Remember in school, people would be trading. Nobody even approached you to trade. You weren't even in the trading line.
I wouldn't want to trade it. I had my favorite macaroni and cheese and corned beef mixed together.
But you saw some of the food. You said you wanted the Lunchables.
Not because I wanted to taste. I just wanted to be like everybody else.
So you could have traded some of your corned beef and rice for the Lunchable. But nobody wanted to trade.
As a child, sometimes you don't want what's better. You just want to fit in.
That's true.
And that was me trying to fit in.
That is true.
So my third item that made me realize that I was different than everybody else is my mother always made me wear an undershirt. Like, we were in New York, so I get it. It's colder. Wear an undershirt. Keep you warm. Extra layer. But when we moved to Florida, I still had to wear an undershirt.
I can understand that, though.
So it was just like, it got ingrained in my mind that, like, you must wear an undershirt. Even when I was in college, adulthood, I'm still putting on little camis under my outfits. And then one day I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I wearing an undershirt?
Abruptly?
Yes, like, why am I doing this? So it was just strange because it was just like New York winter, undershirt, Florida weather, undershirt. Like, what was your family's take on the undershirt?
You had to wear an undershirt. Wearing an undershirt is like wearing underwear. If you're not
that's how it felt.
That's how it was. You gotta, and even especially coming to Florida, it's hot. You start getting sweaty. You don't want to be sweating through into your regular clothes. For me, I am always wearing an undershirt with my clothes. And then you don't want to get the deodorant, because back in those days, there was always some white deodorant that can stain up your clothes. So you don't want to get your clothes messed up too. It's just another layer of protection. But
why so you were told you're wearing it in the winter to stay warm,
yep,
and in the summer to help you with deodorant stains?
Well, I guess I'm assuming that was for me, but I can't remember why sometimes they make you do stuff and you don't even know why. So I guess I had to make up a reason. Well, it must be because they don't want my deodorant to get on my clothes. That's so smart.
For me,
but it was tradition.
My mother was like, you don't want to catch cold. Like, she didn't want me to, like, if the air touched my chest, I was going to catch a cold.
It was cold in those classrooms, though.
That's not how you catch colds. You catch colds from viruses spreading through a cough, stuffy nose, wiping your finger in your mouth.
But they still think when it's cold outside,
you're gonna catch
a cold.
It's so cold outside, you're going to catch pneumonia.
Yeah, that's exactly
and that's how you catch
pneumonia. They
still
feel that way, too.
So you're wearing an undershirt now?
I'm not, because I'm in the house.
Oh, okay. Understood. I'm
not going to catch it. It's not even cold in here, so I'm not going to catch a cold anyway. All right.
The next item on my list of things I had to do. This goes with the whole Vicks and the white rum.
Mm-hmm.
I had to take eucalyptus oil every time I had a cold or I was sick.
That one, we never did that. I know a cod liver oil. No. They would give us cod liver oil. That was the other one. That thing was nasty.
Yes. I had to take eucalyptus oil. And it was like this white liquid. And my mother would put a little bit of orange juice in it. And I had to take the spoon.
You were eating that?
The eucalyptus oil?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Y'all had some interesting traditions in your household.
And we'd have to take it whenever we were sick.
And that was going to... what does that do? What does eucalyptus oil do?
My mom would say, your immune system is weak. You have to strengthen your immune system. And she would give me the eucalyptus oil to strengthen my immune system. Why was she saying
your immune system was weak, though?
If I caught a cold, I must have had a weak immune system.
So you didn't catch any colds during this time of taking this washout eucalyptus oil?
Of course I was catching colds. But she was still giving me. I was taking washout, eucalyptus oil, cod liver oil. There was something called ferro. I don't know if you know what ferro
I remember
is.
Hearing that one.
That was an iron supplement. I was doing all the things just so I could stay strong.
Jeez. And they were feeding us liver. Were you eating liver in your household?
I was eating liver and kidney.
Oh my God, that was so disgusting.
I actually liked kidney.
That's nasty.
Liver was kind of tough, though.
Yeah, it was.
And dry.
But how my mom made it, it was juicy. But
mine wasn't.
I didn't like it. Thank God they stopped.
If it was juicy, why didn't you like it?
It was juicy. That was good, but I still didn't like it. I didn't like the texture of it. Still.
Well,
moving on.
So the next item that we were always doing is there was tea for everything.
That's true.
If you were sick, drink tea. You had a headache, drink tea. My stomach hurting me, drink tea. You just woke up, have something hot in your tummy, drink tea. You didn't eat all day, gas is gonna take you up, drink tea. You ate too much, drink some tea. You can't sleep, drink tea. You had a bad day, drink tea.
You broke your leg, drink tea. You fell down, you stubbed your toe, drink tea.
The British influence of tea is so strong in the Jamaican culture. And I did not realize that we were just drinking tea. When I was a kid, I used to drink tea, I would say about 3 times a day.
You were?
Yes.
That's why you didn't like it later on.
And now I don't drink tea. The only time I drink tea now is if I'm sick. They overdid it.
But you're drinking tea when you're sick. They said when you're sick, drink tea. That was on number 1 on the list.
I wish I could take this camera and take it to our house and look in our cabinet and show you all the teas that Anthony has in the cabinet.
The thing was, I was drinking a lot of teas at one point, but then I got to a point where I'm not even drinking it anymore. Now I'm only drinking the mushroom tea, but I do drink mint tea, and I do have a couple other teas in there.
So when you were growing up, was your family drinking tea?
Oh yeah, every morning. Remember, they would take the hot to cool it down. They would pour it into one cup and the other.
Yeah, my dad would do that. I want you guys to tell me.
Cool it down.
Is there science that by pouring the cup into one and then pouring it into the other, I mean, I guess heat is releasing.
Yeah. They would just keep. I was like,
my
wow,
dad
that's
would
so
do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's how they cool it down. How about not making it boil as hot? There's something. Put an ice cube in it, cool it down. But they were doing a lot of the teas. That was what they were giving us for everything, especially mint tea. The actual mint tea leaves, and that's where I fell in love with mint tea. And they'll put it in water, stir it up, and drink it, whatnot. Or having tea where we would have condensed milk in it or evaporated milk. That was really good too. We
didn't really do that. We were more of a tea with honey or tea with sugar. Yeah. We weren't really putting condensed milk in our tea.
But the other night, I got a headache, and you said, oh, you should take some ibuprofen or Tylenol. I was like, nah, I'm going to drink some tea.
It's just ingrained in us.
6 hours later, my head was still pounding. Clearly, it did not work. 2:30 in the morning, woke up, had to go run and get some ibuprofen.
Now, in their defense, I think that they receive validation from drinking the tea because research and medical science shows that the most of the time when you have a headache, it's actually due to dehydration. So by drinking the tea, you're actually fulfilling that.
But couldn't you just drink water?
You could have. But a lot of times in the Jamaican culture, because it's a third world country, your eating habits weren't the best and you couldn't always eat. So if there was gas, the hotness of the tea
helped
true too.
That is true. That's a good point.
So I can see why they're like, oh, this really worked.
Keep drinking it. Keep tea.
Keep drinking it. Yeah. So I it's just so interesting to see how much our culture has impacted us even to this day.
But I don't, like you mentioned before, like how the British culture or the British influence on Jamaica, obviously, because Britain owned Jamaica or colonized it, essentially. But we were having tea, but they weren't giving us any crumpets or little cookies with it. Were your parents giving you tea with a little cookie?
We had Jamaican water crackers we would eat with them.
Oh, that's true. They were giving us crackers.
And I would put, this is me. I wouldn't even dip it. I would put it in and then scoop it out with my spoon. Ugh. I loved it when it was nice and saturated in the tea.
Oh gosh, that's nasty.
To what? Wet the cracker?
I don't know. You would say you would leave it in there, and then while it was all dissolved and...
It's like dipping a cookie in milk.
Yeah, but you dip it in there immediately, and then you not leave the cookie in there until
the judgment is so high on this
until it disintegrates.
Ooh, you ate food out of a thermos.
What's that? What's
you
that,
wet
sister?
your water cracker. I really feel like you were going to be one of those kids pointing at me with the thermos.
I already told you I would have been one of them pointing. Like, she's not one of us. She's not a Jamaican. She's just weird.
So the next item on my list that we did, baby powder. Oh my goodness. The baby powder was all the way up to your neck.
Dang.
It was like it was a lot of the Jamaican people, the baby powder on your chest, the baby powder under your bosom. Anywhere, the baby powder down here, anywhere where there was sweat, you put the baby powder.
Dang.
And we just, even when we were the babies, and now this is, a no-no because they found out there was like carcinogens.
Oh gosh.
They would put the baby powder in the baby's diaper.
Oh.
And then the air, the cloud of, the baby powder, the kids were breathing it in. It wasn't good.
Jeez.
So was baby powder pronounced in your house as much as it was in mine?
Baby powder is more so for the women. The women were doing the baby powder stuff. Not in our household. No man was going to be putting on the baby powder.
I thought you were the only man in your house.
And my stepdad.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely wasn't putting on no baby powder.
Yeah.
He was barely wearing deodorant. I'm joking.
That's funny.
You ever been on the public bus in Jamaica when you were growing up?
Oh gosh, no, I never been on a public bus, but I can imagine the smell. I can imagine. Boy. I don't even need to be in a public bus. I've just smelled Jamaican men working outside, and that's enough for me. God.
Jeez, boy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about an odor. Getting on a public bus and everybody smelling.
Not everybody. Don't do that to my Jamaican people.
Well, I couldn't tell because it was in the air. Everybody's like,
it's just a set.
Somebody smelled frozy.
Because a lot of people, not only in Jamaica, a lot of people
back in the day, though.
A lot of people in Europe, in the Caribbean,
kinky.
No, don't say that.
Oh, sorry.
They don't necessarily believe in deodorant. They believe in just like spraying perfume. It's even in Europe as well.
That's true. But that was back in the day. I'm sure it's different now.
I've never been on a Jamaican bus, so I don't
really. Yeah, uptown guy.
Where were you going on a bus in Jamaica?
This was in the country. You take the bus down to some shop or something or whatever. That was like a field trip when I was a little kid, getting on that bus. And there was like one stop drive out, one stop. And they pulled the line and then people jumping off the bus. I'm like, man, you didn't even slow down for the person to come off. So anywho.
The next item on my list of what made me different was shaving my legs.
Oh man, I hated doing that.
My parents would not allow me to shave my legs because it was seen as like, oh, you think you're big, you think you're growing.
You think you're a woman now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like, look at my arms, guys. It doesn't even look that much. You can't see it.
I can see it.
But I am a very hairy person. So my legs were like, there was a lot of hair. Like, it's a type of hair where like, if you lotion your legs, it's like all the hair just laying down. You can't even see skin. It was just like all hair. That's how much.
One of the Bernstein Bears. The Bears.
The Berenstein.
Yeah.
So my legs were so hairy. And then so when I would wear shorts, the other girls would be like, why didn't you shave your legs? And then I would like, when I hide my legs, I never wore shorts.
Yeah.
Because we're in hot Florida. We're wearing pants every day.
They was wearing pants. There was a lot of pants wearing.
Because I just didn't want anyone to see my legs.
Yeah.
My auntie Vaughn, finally, like in 5th grade, she had to say, "Come on, Marie, look at the girl. Look at the girl's legs.
Thing is bad. You make fun of them. Come on, Marie, you pick me. Should I get pick on in school?"
Oh my God! So she said. So my mom said, "No, she's not growing enough yet to shave her legs." So my aunt said, "At least let her use Nair." Oh my God. I can remember this like yesterday, guys, when my mom finally let me use Nair on my legs.
Dang.
And I put the Nair on my legs and I washed and I saw all that hair go into that tub, like just drained out. I was so excited that
And you couldn't
day.
hide it.
I was so excited. I was like wearing shorts for days to school.
Wear shorts.
I was like, I don't even think you understand the relief.
No, I never had to put Nair on or shave my legs.
But you had sisters. Were your sisters shaving their legs or you weren't even paying attention to that?
I wasn't paying attention to them. I don't know what they were doing with shaving their legs. I was the older one.
So
I was just trying to keep my sister out of my room. Just get out of my room.
So as a boy, were there things that you weren't allowed to do that the other kids could do?
One thing was no, you can't play with dolls.
Yeah, the Jamaican culture was very
Yeah.
gender specific.
Even though I grew up in a household with a bunch of sisters, like, don't touch that doll. Okay, I didn't know.
Anything else?
The other thing was, well, when kids were out playing, I was working. My stepdad had me working, had me welding, building stuff. What I couldn't do was have fun. That's what I couldn't do. On a Saturday morning, she wouldn't let me have fun. And all the other kids, why aren't you out playing? Can Tony come out to play? No, he's got work to do. I was working, shoveling, building houses, mixing cement.
You were building houses.
I was helping on the roof, taking the nail, hitting my finger underneath the truck, doing stuff with the mechanic stuff that I don't even remember what it's called. Carburetor, radiator, and all the ators.
Radiator?
A radiator and a carburetor. Having to do all this work. So what I couldn't do is have fun. As you can see, I'm still traumatized.
I'm so sorry you went through that.
Me too. But what it did was it built character. It built resolve. It built problem solving. Because how can I have fun while I'm doing this work? And then it created work ethic. And it helped me realize what I don't want to do when I get older.
Work.
Yes. Manual labor. I don't want to do it. Anyway, we got a little bit off track there.
It's okay.
That's what happens when you've had trauma. Is this my therapy session?
So the next thing that I couldn't do that the other kids could do, I couldn't sleep at anyone's house.
That was a big no-no.
Yeah.
Big no-no.
If not only could I not sleep at anyone's house, I would get in trouble if I even asked. Like, you know how you try to be slick and like, oh, well, I'm going to ask in front of their parents. Like,
and then you get thumped in your head.
Mommy, they said that I could stay. If I even put my mom in that situation to have to say no, I was in trouble.
You get beat?
Of course I got beat when I was a kid. That's the Jamaican way.
That was something that Jamaican kids, if you're a Jamaican kid, you definitely was getting beatings. Yeah. Belts, back of hand, a slap. The other kids weren't getting beatings.
Yeah, they were getting put in timeout. So my mom we could always have sleepovers at our house, parties at our house. They were
letting you have sleepovers at your house?
Yeah.
No, not at my house. No sleepovers.
We were known, I think in the 80s in New York, sleepovers were like big.
Yeah, it was big.
So
Canada too.
We were known for that. Like Dwayne, my brother, he would have the sleepover and have like 14 of his friends over.
14 people?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I would say 10 to 14 people.
Golly, that's a lot of people.
And we would get pizza and ice cream cakes, and they would play. They would play in the backyard, and they would take over his room. He had a really big room because he shared it with Donovan. So they would have that room, and then I would give them my room, and they would all sleep on the floor in their sleeping bags.
Dang, Y'all had a good time. Y'all should have invited me.
I didn't have sleepovers until I came to Florida.
Oh, you're still a little kid. You're
Yeah.
really young. They weren't. My mom wasn't letting me go sleep over anybody's house.
Yeah.
Never.
Unless they were family.
That was the only way. It was family only. That wasn't a thing that they were allowing us. Plus, part of it is due to safety.
Yeah.
As well too.
But now that I'm an adult and I've heard so many sexual molestation stories, I'm like, okay, I see why you were so cautious.
They didn't say that reason why, but they would always go through things like, if anybody ever touch you, then say something or this and that. Because not knowing that stuff like that has been happening for so long, I didn't know any better as a kid.
Yeah.
But they were doing things just to protect us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ma. Pops.
That's so true. So very true. Now, I'll tell you this. The last thing that I want to say about my childhood is if I ever question any of these things, it was, oh, you think you're big. You think you're grown.
No, it wasn't think.
You think.
You think.
You think you're big.
You think you're big.
You think you're grown.
I'm like, what happened to the H?
Yeah. So that was just, it was really difficult to balance both lives. I feel like when you're a kid of a first, generation American, I feel like you are code switching like no other.
Oh God.
You're balancing two lives. Like you are so American at school and then you're so Jamaican at home, and you just learn how to do both.
That was definitely a challenge for me. Only when I came to America, though. Growing up in Canada, it wasn't that bad. Like everybody was fine for the most part, because in Toronto, it was very multicultural. Very multicultural. Asian, Indian, Black, white. I mean, it was everyone kind of assimilated. And there were so many different cultures. Like people weren't looking at people in a funny way, at least from when I was a child. When I went to Buffalo, New York, though, that's when everything changed. They were saying, why do I talk like that? I'm like, talk like what? Because I'm speaking with my Canadian accent, eh? And they're like, you're speaking like a white person. Like, what? How does a white person speak? I'd never heard that until I came to Buffalo, coming to America, like Eddie Murphy, and experiencing that. Then I had to learn that I had to code switch or change or act different around different people because people acted funny or whatnot. So that was tough. And even coming to Florida, then that was a different thing with kids in like sixth grade or whatnot. People act different down in Florida versus in New York versus in Canada. So it's like three different ways. I had to be a chameleon in different environments. I wasn't acting like crazy or going out of my comfort zone, but there's certain things I wouldn't say or communicate about because people acted a little different. I remember another kid when I was down here. He moved from Canada. His name was Andrew. And then the kids made fun of him. And man, he made a total 180 turn. You wouldn't even know he's from Canada anymore a few years later.
Wow. Yeah, it was hard. It definitely was hard. So we want to do a few more questions and then we'll do rapid fire. So I have some questions for you.
Oh, I'm ready.
Are you ready? Let's see. Let me think about what I want you to hear first.
Okay.
So when you moved from Canada to the US, what was the first signs that you realized I'm in a different country?
Well, one of the things within our culture, or maybe it was just my mom, I don't know, is that when you come into the house and you shouldn't sit on the bed with your outside clothes because you were outside, you're playing and whatnot. You could have sat on the grass or on the floor or whatnot. You don't want to be sitting on the bed with those clothes on. So when I would see kids, come on, they whatnot, and they're like, on the bed. I'm like, why are you sitting on your bed with your outside clothes?
Anything else that you saw that was different?
Thing that other things that I saw that were different. The way how because growing up in Canada or having English roots, Jamaican roots, so the way how you use your knife and your fork, being properly eating and cutting and using your left hand with your fork, your right hand with your knife and stuff like that, and then seeing kids like you're spearfishing.
So you feel like the kids had more manners and etiquette in Canada than the US?
That's what I observed as a child. That's what I observed.
Interesting.
Manners and etiquette.
So did you start to change the way you ate or spoke?
Nope. I didn't change the way how I ate because I'm gonna eat proper or whatnot. But the way how I spoke, there's certain things I would I guess refrain from saying, like the A's and buddy. Hey buddy. Hey buddy. Or I remember one time, or you know how people say, like Canadians say, "Oh, sorry, my fault, my fault." And I remember a kid said to me, "No, it's not my fault. It's my bad." I was like, "My bad? My bad? What? I'm confused. What does my bad mean?" Yeah, and you know, so, like my bad is like my fault. Like, oh, sorry, or my bad. Okay, my bad. My bad, guy.
So
sorry.
Out of the Jamaican culture, Canadian culture, American culture, where did you feel like you belonged the most?
I would say Jamaican.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know already. Run it back. See?
Of all the three, that's what you chose.
Give me, go, wine.
That's
Give
the one.
Give me.
That's the one that you resonate with.
Yeah, man. Jamaica. Because you got to remember, they were sending me from Canada to Jamaica every summer as a child.
But that's the one that felt most natural to you?
Yeah. Because I was around my peoples. Yeah.
Even though you didn't speak the language, you felt that one resonated.
They speak English. And now I was speaking patois. Patois.
Are you sure you were in a French country?
Patois. Patois.
So I'm just going to ask again, just for clarity. Out of Canada, the US, and Jamaica, which one did you feel like you could resonate the most with?
Jamaica. Yes. Why not?
I would just clarify.
I was
just making sure.
You got to remember, I was around all my Jamaican peoples. My peoples eating patties, cocoa breads, cola champagne, white rum on my head, Vicks on my belly, tea in my hand, and some breadfruit. I didn't even like poutine. I didn't like any of those things, but I did like is those ketchup chips that they had in Canada. And I did like banana ice cream. That was really good too. That was really good there. And mint chocolate ice cream too as well too. That was something that was really good. So there's things that I liked in Canada.
Okay. So what is something from your childhood that once made you feel uncomfortable or different that now you are very proud of?
Something that when I was a child that I wasn't, it made me feel different, but now I'm proud of. I would say, I don't know. That one's a hard one. And I thought about this one. And I thought deeply. And maybe it was My accent, my Canadian accent.
Now you're proud of it?
Now, I'm glad of who I am, but I lost it because I code switched out of it. For so long,
you code switched until you just code switched out of it.
I code switched right out of it. It's just like how people go undercover into an environment and then they have a certain persona.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. What's going on here? They go undercover. They have a character, a persona, and they're in the character for so long that they forgot who they really were.
That's like that lady, Rachel, what's her name?
The lady who was white, who was pretending to be black.
Yeah.
She fooled us all.
She fooled herself.
No. Just me. I'm joking.
Wow.
Yeah. I guess it was that.
I think that I was so uncomfortable with the Jamaican food as a child. Like, I was hiding it at the table.
Well, we weren't.
Yeah. And now I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud of our culture. And I feel as if America has a superiority that their way is better. And now looking back, the American way was horrible for food. Like this whole pyramid of how we should eat was all manufactured to sell certain foods.
Yep.
And Jamaicans were eating like avocado and ackee and saltfish and all these healthy
Avocados
foods.
from Jamaica.
We're eating all these healthy foods.
And mangoes.
All these healthy foods. And Americans were like, we're trying to conform. Like, I just thought of something. Our family was trying to conform to the American way so much, but we couldn't do it all the way. We had to do it our way. I remember when we were kids, we would get a big bowl of Kellogg's cornflakes, and then we would put hot milk on it.
Oh my God.
Because
that's disgusting.
You know that you need a hot breakfast. I'm telling you right now.
I do remember that.
Kellogg's cornflakes with hot milk and sugar was the best ever.
I did like the hot milk, not that much, but I liked it cold and then sprinkle sugar on it.
But I'm just telling you. So, I say all that to say,
Kellogg's
we had this like
even
beautiful
with ice cream. We were doing it with ice cream too.
Oh, I had that before. I'm not a huge fan of that, but yeah. We had this great great Jamaican breakfast, and we're trying to conform to, Americans, to trash.
Yeah, some processed stuff.
Yeah, trying to eat all this processed foods, and we had this beautiful for lunch. I'm trying to conform to Lunchables when we had like beautiful meals for dinner. The American, there was a time in the
Hamburger
90s where
Hungry
the processed foods of Hamburger Helper, but what I was going to say is like the microwave dinners.
Yeah, that was
we had authentic, natural food, and we're trying to eat microwave dinners. What was wrong with us?
Yeah, because I was like, I want to try microwave dinner.
Yeah.
Let's get the microwave. It's like, what the heck?
I want to eat something that's frozen and filled with sodium instead of eating these natural foods.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm so proud of. I'm proud of the Jamaican diet. That it is, it has its faults. It's high in sugar. A lot of the drinks have lots of sugar.
Oh God, much sugar.
It's heavy in carbs because that's what we had to survive. But if you eat it the right way, you can have an amazing diet.
Yeah, and in moderation, because I don't eat Jamaican food like how I used to.
Yeah,
because all that rice.
Yeah, we eat more of a Mediterranean diet.
Yeah. I love Mediterranean diet.
Yeah. So thank you for answering that.
Oh, sure. Thank you for having me.
Did you ever feel like you weren't Jamaican enough?
There were some instances where I felt I wasn't Jamaican enough, but only when I was around true Jamaicans.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Because then when I was around other kids, they're like, "Oh, you're Jamaican.
Say something
in Jamaican." Wagwan. Oh. And then they would say, it would say, where do I catch the bus? Where I catch the bus, man?
No.
Eh? They would ask you to say certain
back
things.
in the 90s, I felt like you always had to say, yeah, man.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They thought that yeah, man was used like every other word.
Yeah, it's so true. But then when you're around real Jamaicans, they're like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah,
so
boy.
In my house, my parents never shamed me, unlike Anthony. My parents never shamed me if I didn't speak Patois well. They loved that I was trying.
Well, they didn't shame me in our household. My mom didn't want us to even try speaking like that.
Well, I know. In my household, it was very different. We spoke Patois. It was embraced. To this day, my parents sound like...
Yeah, they still
my parents
like
sound much more Jamaican than
my mom,
you're
not even hearing that.
Yeah.
But people still could tell she has some accent, but they can't figure it out.
Yeah, I think my parents... Yeah, your mother came from like the type of Jamaican culture
like
where
English
followed the British way. Yeah. The British way is better. And my parents are not like that. They're just like, we're embracing it. This is who we are.
They were the rebels.
This is what we are. To a point. Like, there's other things that they won't do that's Jamaican culture, but...
Like get dreads.
Yeah, they wouldn't get dreads.
But your dad, his side of the family was bald a lot. So they couldn't.
No, I'm just saying, like a lot of Jamaicans are conservative when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I only ever felt insecure being Jamaican when I was in Jamaica.
They could tell.
Yeah.
It's better to not even say anything around them and let them speak in patois, and you could figure out, what they're saying.
Yeah.
If they're saying something bad. So then it's so funny when you're talking, like you go to a resort and you're just talking regular, and then somebody talking to the person next to them. I said, "Oh yeah, that's true." And they're like, "You understood what I was saying?" "Oh yeah, my parents are Jamaican." They're like,
"Yeah."
It's almost like when somebody knows Spanish, but they don't tell. People don't know that they know Spanish, and they're talking about them.
So I've told you guys, I was embarrassed earlier on in my childhood. I started embracing it. Like, I loved being Jamaican by the time I got to high school.
Jamaica.
Like, maybe even middle school.
Were you wearing a Jamaican hat and clothes?
I'm telling you, I wanted everybody to know I was Jamaican. In elementary, I had insecurities. But I was going to a predominantly white school. By middle school, it was a little cooler to be Jamaican. By high school, it was like, if you're Jamaican, you already had the swag just because you were Jamaican.
You get invited to all the parties.
And
they want to see you dance.
I was just so proud of it by high school. Like, if I were to meet God today and he's like, all right, I'm sending you down to earth. What do you want to be? Jamaican. I would pick it again. And some people would be like, why wouldn't you pick an easier race? Easier. No, because some races it's easier to get through life in.
Yeah, that's true.
I love being a Black woman. I love being Jamaican.
Jamaica.
I love it. Love it. There's so much culture.
+1.
What?
+1.
What do you mean +1?
Anytime somebody says something like in corporate world or whatnot, and then you put +1, that means like, yeah, I agree.
Oh, so this is corporate America now?
+1.
So when did you start embracing Jamaica? Were you just like...
I always was embracing it.
But you said you started changing your language.
Well, remember I said I'm talking speaking Canadian.
Oh, so you always embraced Jamaica.
Yeah, I always embraced like the Jamaican culture. Always. I never felt because I remember even in Buffalo when Ryan, wherever Ryan may be, I don't even know where he is. He was like my good Rayon. He was a good friend of mine. He came from Jamaica, I remember. And the kids were like picking on him because he had that deep Jamaican accent. That's something that I did notice, is that whenever kids would come from Jamaica and they had that accent, they're like, what are you saying? We don't understand what he's saying. I remember the first time it snowed, and it was, I can remember like it was yesterday. He was at the window. It was like in 3rd grade, and he was looking out the window. Oh my gosh, it's snow. His first time seeing snow, like how joyed he was. But I mean, I never got picked on from in Buffalo because of a Jamaican thing. I mean, I embraced it. It was more so my Canadian accent.
Mm.
But I've always embraced the Jamaican culture.
But I think also you went from Canada to New York to Florida. You went to very predominantly Jamaican places.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I went from New York, when I was in New York in elementary school, I lived in Long Island. It wasn't a predominant Jamaican place. Like, yes, you could go to Queens and the Bronx, but where I lived, it wasn't that. And then when we moved to Florida, it was Western Florida. So I was the only Black girl in the class. So I still feel like you were around Caribbeans to still
I was around them.
it.
But because we went to a private school in Buffalo, but it was still very multicultural.
Yeah.
There.
I think it's easier to embrace your roots in a place like that.
Yeah, it was much easier.
So what would be one thing from your upbringing that you will not carry on to the next generation?
The probably a lot of those beatings. I got a lot of beatings. I remember one time my aunt made me go pick a switch off the tree, and that's what she used to beat me.
Yeah,
we got some beatings. The level of beatings was a lot.
Yeah,
but that's how it was back in the day. I remember as a kid when I was in Buffalo that the other kids that went to public school, they were talking about, I think his name was Mr. Watson. They were even talking about that principal, whatever school they were going to, like how he would beat them with a paddle, like when they were bad. I was like, golly, stepdad beat me. Everybody got a little piece of flesh. Yeah. So maybe that level of discipline, that's something I definitely wouldn't carry over.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, I agree. I think that everything else, other than, I have the medical knowledge, so there won't be any deworming, rum on the head, but we're going to mix them up.
Yeah, but what about you going to put food in a thermos?
No.
Hot food in a thermos?
But I think that I would love for my child to have a hot lunch.
You even try to warm up the dog's food.
I do.
I'm like, he does not care about that.
If
Give
we're
him
eating
the food.
I don't want him to get gas.
Oh my gosh. You warming up the dog's food too. But I did notice Dean warmed up his dog's food.
Because we're Jamaican.
I was like, Dean putting his dog's food in the microwave, warming it up?
Yeah, we're Jamaican. But this was really insightful, learning so much about you, about your childhood. And, we want to bring this all full circle back to travel. And I just love now that when we go to the Caribbean and we can see so much of our parents' roots, their heritage in Jamaica, and just get an appreciation that their main goal, as much as we were trying to assimilate with their American culture, their goal was don't forget where you came from.
Don't forget. Never forget.
Yes. And they were trying their hardest in this new country, this new amazing place, the land of the free, to embrace America, but still hold on to who they were.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is very important.
Yes.
Holding on to your culture, regardless of where you may relocate to.
Yeah, absolutely. On that note, let us know below what you thought. If any of the things that we said today, you were doing it too, or if you had a friend at school that was doing it, or if there's something that you did in your family that the other kids weren't doing. We want to know all about that.
Know.
And make sure that you like and subscribe. See you next time.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.